There we go. Hi, it's Sandy and AnaLynne, and today, guess who we're with? Janice Atlas. Oh my goodness, it is so nice to meet you.
It's so nice to meet you, AnaLynne, and you, Sandy.
Me? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's her show, so I guess she should be the first one. Yeah, I get it. I get it. You said her first. Oh, you know what I did forget to ask you? That's okay. I can edit this, so it's all good. Do you want me to address you as Mr. Atlas or Dennis or like?
you can choose whatever you like. It is all good. You could
Okay,
call
we're
me
I think.
Schmorkalukinin, and I would respond to it.
Wow, you know what? That gives me way too much creative control.
You
Um,
have massive creative control here. It's your podcast.
are you
You
sure
could
you're
do anything
comfortable with
you
that?
want.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be. You know what? I think we're friends already, so I'll just call you Dennis if that's okay with you.
That's that's the best thing you could call me.
You know what? You know what I just realized? You're part of a tribute, and a piece of that is Styx, and your name is Dennis, and that's perfect. And you play the keyboard, don't you? Isn't that like perfect?
I play keyboards and I sing in a Styx tribute band, and my name is Dennis. Isn't
It's
that
like
is that wild or what?
that's
How
incredible.
did that work out?
How did it happen?
How how did it happen? It just doesn't even it's just one of those magical things that it just worked out that way. My parents did not name me after Dennis DeYoung, although they were Styx fans, of course.
Why didn't they?
They they named me Dennis because they liked the name. They thought it was uncommon but not unusual, and to quote them. And then they I think they thought there were there have been many wise people named Dennis, and they figured that would work out. And my brother's name is Roger, so I feel like
Like
Dennis
Waters
and Roger.
or
What?
Roger Daltrey?
Yeah, like Roger Daltrey or like Roger Taylor from
Roger Taylor?
Queen or Roger Taylor from Duran Duran.
Wait, wait, wait,
So,
wait,
you
wait.
know,
What? There's a Roger Taylor in Duran Duran?
I know that's crazy, right? And he's their drummer. There's two drummers named Roger Taylor.
I don't.
I
Wow, I
know.
don't know very much about Duran Duran, even though I do like them. So I feel like I'm getting a lot of education in this moment. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
I didn't know it for the longest time either, and then I found out. So,
Wow, and
and
you're
now you're finding
expanding this
out.
knowledge upon me. I'm so honored.
Oh, well, that's what I do.
You know what? I should let AnaLynne ask you some questions because I'm just taking control as I always do. As she always does. So, Dennis, when did music first enter your life?
I think I entered the life of music
Ooh,
immediately. We all were born into this world of music, and it just spoke to me immediately. I don't remember a time when music was not in my life. There was never a time that I considered being anything other than a musician. Let's put it that way. From my
really?
earliest memories, if you ask me what I want to be when I grow up, it's a rock star. That's it. That's
Wow.
all I've ever even considered.
I love that. I love that with all my heart and soul. So you were just a little kid and you just loved music.
Yeah.
So who were your first well, let's say that in English. Who were your earliest musical influences?
Well, let's see. Styx was really early, but there were some before then. Yeah.
Here's
If
the
you could
scoop.
imagine, there was a time before I knew who Styx was when I was 2 years old. And I I loved the Beach Boys.
Yes.
Those were probably some of the first ones. My dad would be listening to some of his favorite music, and the Beach Boys, or I think even the Fantastic Baggies, which is a very obscure surf band that was Beach Boys-esque, and they're really cool. And I think we had one album by them, and I'd start listening to that stuff, and I liked music, and I latched onto it. And at some point, Queen, we had these rock VHS tapes at home, and Ozzy Osbourne was on there, and Rush and Rat and all sorts of stuff. But I think at some point I latched on to the Beach Boys, and my brother started latching on to Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath, and my parents thought, we have a 3-year-old and a 7-year-old at home. Perhaps they should not be listening to Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath. What's something along those lines that's cool musically, but also something that could be a good influence on our kids. And
That's so.
we not that those aren't good influences, but just there could be elements. And
No.
the the thing they came up with was, remember Styx? Let's show them Styx. I bet they'd like that. And I fell in love. I just became completely obsessed from the age of 3, I think it
Oh,
was.
yes, that makes me
So
beyond.
yeah, that's my story with classic rock and with how that all came about. And Queen was really early as well, but for the longest time I would only care about Styx. That was it. I
Because,
would
like, how
refuse
could
to
you
like
care
it if
about
it wasn't.
anything else?
Well, yeah, that's all that's important. And they have so many different styles and so many different singers and types of music in the band. I thought, "Well, what else do you need?"
Right?
And then yeah,
It's so diverse. You know, you're kind of blowing my mind right now. If you don't mind my asking, how old are you?
I'm 26.
How do you, I'm like not used to
How
people
how old are you, Sandy?
16.
You're 16?
Yeah, you're
You're
20.
very wise for your age.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're very outgoing and just and personable, and it's like you got yourself all figured out already by 16. It's amazing.
That's so sweet. Thank
Oh,
you.
of
I don't know if I
course.
have everything figured out for me, but I have puppets. I talk to puppets.
Yeah. Your
Excuse
puppet's
me.
got herself figured out too.
You you think I have myself figured out, Dennis?
Yeah, I really think so, AnaLynne.
Can you believe that? AnaLynne, you
Yeah.
gotta get it together, man. No, I can't. I just can't.
You got a good heart in there, AnaLynne. It looks like a hand, but it's a good heart.
what's that supposed to mean? Nothing. Nothing, right? Nothing at all.
It's just everybody's got different shapes and sizes, and it's all
Ham.
beautiful.
The fact that you know the magic.
Yeah, well, we're just, it's like we're part of this club and we just get it.
We just
And
get it. You know
yeah.
what? I think I get you. Like this is working. I think this is
Mm-hmm.
good, right? That you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
um. So so Styx was first, then Queen came after that? Is that what you said, or did I just make that up?
They were probably somewhere around the same time, but Styx I latched onto and I said this is my favorite band. And then my mom always loved Queen, and she also loved Rush. My dad actually didn't really care about Rush at first, and
Oh,
he cared about a lot of other really great music. And then we started as a family to really get into Rush and Symphony X, and my brother got into Dream Theater, and those are some 90s progressive rock bands that took this whole thing that Rush and Yes and Pink Floyd and all of those kinds of bands did, but they made it mix with Metallica and Iron Maiden and mixed it into this metal world. And I wasn't even so into that until I was about 13. But yeah, Queen was a big one. I remember listening to Don't Stop Me Now one day and just going, man, and I think Styx is my favorite band. This is beautiful.
you're
These are
totally
really good
blowing
lyrics.
my mind. You realize that, right? Like, "Don't Stop Me Now" was my first ever favorite song. Like, I swear, like we might be the same person. This is like weird.
That's wild.
This is so weird, man. You're like totally blowing my mind. This is like crazy. Like I'm just telling you, crazy. Absolutely crazy. Crazy.
Yeah. It's like when the Big Bang happened and all of the atoms blew everywhere. One of them blew over into the East Coast, and some of them flew over into the West Coast, and they just like whoosh, and they became you, and they became me, and they became AnaLynne. And
And AnaLynne, absolutely. Just me.
yeah,
I'm the
yeah,
most important one here, you know that, right?
of course.
um wait, hold on, let's see. What's your favorite Styx song, Dennis?
I got a couple. I'm gonna go with One with Everything right now, but that it's a little unfair because the Styx that everybody knows is with Dennis DeYoung, of course, who's the genius
Right.
behind Styx, and he wasn't even there for that one. But I think that he had more to do with it than people would say, because Styx wouldn't have existed to create that song and to create that style of music. But I think One with Everything is really, really brilliant. I also think Fooling Yourself is really, really brilliant.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they speak to me on this level of it's it's like they just speak directly to my soul, and it wakes up this part of me that I don't know how to explain. And Come Sail Away it's the first one that I gravitated toward, and it's the one that everyone does. And every time I sing it, I just sang it last night at a gig and the night before, and every time I just feel like those lyrics, they just resonate. And the keyboard solo in the middle, it's like it takes you to this other world. So some of their hits like that are just really brilliant, but then some of their deeper cuts are really cool too, like Lords of the Ring. The message into Lords of the Ring is so cool. Dennis DeYoung came up with this whole synthesizer intro in 1978, and it goes into this song that I always thought was a JY song, and it turns out it's actually a Dennis DeYoung song.
It
And
is?
now that I well, it's not it's JY singing it, but Dennis DeYoung wrote Lords of the Ring.
It doesn't sound like something Dennis would write.
Well, yeah, but then at the same time, once you know it, you hear, oh yeah,
I'm gonna have
it's
to go
got
back and
that
listen now.
musical element to it that is it's really brilliant. And you think it's about one thing and it's kind of about another thing, and it's it's that's a great song. That's a great song. Sing for the Day is a great song,
Oh
also
my
on that
God,
album.
yes. Oh, it's so good. You just like you get it. Oh
I
my
like I like the songs where it was like one person's idea and then the other person came in and made it great. And Sing
yeah.
for the Day is that, whereas Tommy is singing his heart out to you, the fan. And when I was younger, I thought it was about his daughter Hannah, but it's actually before his daughter was born. So it was actually about an imaginary fan named Hannah, and or perhaps imaginary, who knows? He might have met a Hannah, but the song is written to you as a fan, as an admirer, and saying what you see in me is really in you. This is like a mirror, and you're more important to me than you might know. And I'm just getting chills thinking about that right now, because that was me, the fan, and now that's me as the musician and as the songwriter myself, that feels that connection to that song. And then Dennis DeYoung comes in there with the most memorable part of the song, and that all the keyboard solos that happen because of that theme. Wow. So I think all of those songs have that element to it, where it was one thing and then it became another thing because the other guys contributed to it. So
AnaLynne, what's your favorite? I bet AnaLynne has a favorite. You know what I've been really enjoying lately, Janice? Our wonderful lives. Don't you
that's a
like
good one.
it's like it's so broad and shiny. Isn't it
Yeah.
beautiful?
I remember when Tommy Shaw first debuted that song, he was on an interview. Were you watching that? He
Me?
there
Yes,
was
absolutely. I wasn't.
oh, before that song was released, I remember the first time I heard it, he was playing an acoustic guitar on a there was some interview or something that he did, and they said, make sure you watch this interview because he's going to play he might hint at something new, or there was some hint that there was going to be something on it, I think. And he did. He played Our Wonderful Lives before the album was released. And yeah, he just sat there with an acoustic guitar. Now the days go by and we laughing, and with acoustic guitar. And yeah,
How did I miss that? That
I
makes
wonder if it's still on Facebook. It was sometime in
was the
2020, I
Facebook
think,
one?
2021.
I'm gonna have to do some deep research on that.
Yeah, see if you
I,
could find it. It was like 40 minutes into this video, and he just sat there with an acoustic guitar and played it. It was cool.
oh my God, I have to hear that acoustically. His vocals on that are crazy. Like
Yeah, and
I
he
can't
sings
imagine.
so high, and he's been doing it for so many years, and he hasn't lost any of that range. It's
You
so good.
forget it? He just sings everything in the original key. Like how, I can't sing
Everything.
that high, and I'm a chick.
It's high. It's yeah, it's up there, and it's so clean and smooth, and just it's not just the notes. He really, what's the word? He executes the material, the meaning of the song in his singing, and it's very well done. All goes back to him, and his guitar playing is no joke. If you go and try to learn the guitar part to Crystal Ball, get a good
My God,
guitar player you know and tell him to learn Crystal Ball, and you'll hear all the detail that Tommy has in it while he's singing like that.
I
And
I
yeah,
am working so hard on that. Actually, very recently I just started doing that, which is weird. Once again, you're reading my mind. Um, and especially on a 12 string. Come on,
yeah, yeah.
that's insane. Um, so we should go back to talking about you, shouldn't we? Um,
Well,
no, I want to talk
no.
about you. No, you want
We could talk about all kinds of stuff.
We can talk about everything. We've got all the, well, I mean, I have all the time in the world. Hopefully you do too.
I got time. I got time. If we're talking about me, I got time.
Oh,
Just kidding.
okay, good.
Just
Here, let's
playing
go back
around.
to the book. There's a book in front of me, but nobody knows about it. It's a secret.
Secret book.
Secret. I'm the one reading it out of the, hold on, let me see. Oh, so you know something I noticed? You have videos of you playing different instruments. Is that right? What do you play? Give us the scoop on that. Wow, how did you do that with both eyebrows? I can't do that. Hey, I can. What? I mean,
See, there you go.
he can. I can.
Yeah.
So what do you play?
Well, my main instruments are vocals and keyboard. I got my chord Chronos right here, and that's my
Oh,
baby right
gorgeous.
there.
Look, where are you? What the heck?
I'm in my studio, and that's my Roland RD88. That's my other baby over there.
Beautiful. What's his name?
Oh man,
Or her.
this guy is Master. My
Oh,
chord Chronos is named Master. RD88, I have RD88 is kind of new. She's kind of still being broken in, you know. I'm
oh,
still
I see.
trying to figure out. You gotta At some point she tells you her name. Keyboards can be a little bit,
Oh,
eh, you know, they're not exactly like people, but in some ways they are, where they really have to get to know you and then they'll let you into their world. And
oh, I see. So she's a little
yeah,
shy still.
I think she's getting to the point where she'll tell me her name. Yeah,
Oh, I'm looking
yeah,
forward to that.
yeah, yeah. It'll be great. It'll be what good time when that happens. But I really like the Q88 because she has onboard speakers, which is the coolest thing because most professional keyboards, in fact, I don't think I've ever seen another professional keyboard with an onboard speaker. It's always the home digital pianos, the Casios and things like that that have, which Casio is great as well. I have a Casio at home. His name is Orgzio, and the the coolest thing is having a professional tourable keyboard that has onboard speakers. It's so convenient. I wish that more of them did that. So,
What was the question again? Did I ask you something?
oh, my instruments. I play
Oh,
keyboards and vocals, and I could play guitar to some extent, and I could play drums to some extent. So I could also play bass to some extent. I could
ooh,
play a scale on a trumpet. I could play about an octave and a half, and
that's fun.
it's fun if I want to annoy my family or something like that and start playing some songs very badly on the trumpet. I could do that as well, or
What
very
songs can you
well
play
on the
on the
trumpet
trumpet?
if the goal is annoying. What?
What, what, what songs can you play badly on the trumpet?
I think I could figure out just about any song. I know all of the notes chromatically. I know from C to G. Again, like that octave and a half. I could really play anything in there. It's just takes me a minute to kind of figure out. So
That's
sometimes
fun.
I'll just it's almost like the same as a vocal range. So I'll go in there, and the C is actually a B flat on the trumpet. So for all you musicians out there, they might already know that, but
What?
for any of
Huh?
you who are not musicians, it's really confusing because you learn
Explain
all
that
your
to me.
notes. You learn all of your notes as a musician, and you're going whether you're playing a guitar or a keyboard or something, and you'd think that the point of the name of a note is that when I go here and I press a C, and I learn that's a C, and then I tell a guitar player that's a C. Okay, the guitar player knows where a C is on his instrument. You tell a trumpet player it's a C, they play what is a B flat on here. And that's a C on the trumpet. It's just called something else. They're all shifted a whole step off. So a B flat is a C, and a C is a D, and a D is an E, and etc. It's very confusing. And
That makes
flutes are
me
even worse because I think F is C or F is B flat, and it's all the wind instruments are all like that. So
that makes me more upset than you even know. Not like what?
yeah, it's a little frustrating, but that's how music has been for the last hundreds of years.
This is not okay. Someone needs to
Ah,
fix this, I
no.
think.
Someone has to figure that out. So you could say if you ever are getting confused, you say concert C. That means actual C, which means the trumpet player has to know to play D, and then it's going to come out as concert C. Or you say concert B flat, they play a C, and it comes out as concert. We're
That's
boring everyone who is not musicians, but this is all
that's okay.
important stuff.
We're entertaining ourselves, right? Isn't that what
That's
we're doing
that's
here?
what life is about, entertaining ourselves. In fact, there's a Styx song called that, right? No, wait.
Wait, what?
And you're entertaining yourself, you don't believe it. No, that's not it. That's not how it goes, huh?
Wait, what? Song? What? I don't know this song. What are you talking?
Entertaining yourself, you don't believe
Oh,
it. Yeah,
oh.
it's not quite right. It's not exactly how that goes, but
I believe it
mm,
is.
mm.
Oh, can you hear that? Probably not. Hold on.
Yeah, you have to turn off the thingy.
Where's my thingy? There it is. There it is.
And you're playing it right.
I am? What?
Yeah.
What's right about it?
I've seen that being played wrong. You got all the chords. You got the D, the what is it? G, A, B minor, A. Yeah. That's perfect.
Yes!
You're playing it correctly.
That's what's important here in this life. You know what else is fun? Something like that. I don't know
Wow.
that, but you know, close enough, right?
That sounded right to me. I mean, yeah.
Yay! Hey, anytime I have a chance to pull out the guitar, it happens. So, there it is.
I'm glad you did. That was really cool. So what instruments do you play?
Oh, well, this isn't about me, it's about you, but I mean, I'll tell you. I play guitar is my main instrument. I sing a little bit, but I'm not great at it yet. I'm still working on it. I don't understand the whole pitch thing properly yet, but you know, I'll figure that out, right? Right. And I can figure out some piano. Like I understand how to form chords, so I can do that
Yeah.
by ear. I play violin. I understand the bass a little bit, but
Wait,
like,
hold on. You play violin?
yeah,
That's one of the hardest instruments. I have a violin and I couldn't even list that on my thing because I could try to play a scale, but it's horrendous. You could actually play violin?
yeah. I mean, I'm not great at it anymore because I stopped practicing because I got bored, but I can play.
Wow. Wow.
It's green. Oh, I wish I had it out. I would show it to you. But it's like it's wild stuff. How about I teach you violin and you show me how to sing, and then like
You know, it's funny because there was a recent thing that Styx posted of Lawrence Gowan talking, and he said exactly the thing that I always say. I guess I probably just got it from him, but I've never heard him say it, and I've been saying this for years. And then when he said it, I went, "Yeah, see." He said that, and he was just quoting someone else actually. So he said he was telling some story about someone who asked someone, "How do you be a great singer?" And that guy said, "I don't know, you just sing a lot." And that's exactly it, is that you can go to lessons, you could learn things. Obviously, you don't want to hurt your voice. You want to have some techniques and have some tools in your toolbox to try to hit the note this way. Now try to hit the note this way. Now try to approach it this way. Sure. But ultimately, it comes down to doing it. It comes down to practicing, not to the point where you're hurting yourself, but it's like working out. You need to work out that muscle, rest for a day or two, come back and work it out, and just keep doing it. And your pitch recognition gets better, and your control over it, your range, everything just stretches out, and you can suddenly do things. And everyone has a different method. Everyone's voices has to do different things to accomplish those notes, which is why everyone sounds differently. Everyone sounds different. But I would say one of the big things in singing as well that can help is some ear training. So when you're on your guitar or your piano, go to a note and then without playing another note, try to sing a second above it or a third above it. Try to sing intervals, as in if you go and hit a C, which is na, something like that, you'll hit the C, da, and then go, I'm going to sing a D, ba, and then play the D and see if you were right. And then
ooh,
try it with another note. So hit the C, bah, give yourself the C, and then go, okay, I'm going to hit an E. Ba, bum, bum. So I'm hearing the intervals between the notes. It's the spaces between that are that really train your ears. Because yeah, picking out a C out of the air, like I think that was a C, what I just sang, duh, something like that. It might be a little off. It might be a B, it might be a C sharp. But what's really important is the spaces. Like in Come Sail Away, I'm set. Hitting that, it's a fifth. It's a C to a G. The space between a C and a G is the same thing as the space between a D and an A. So when you train your ears to hear and your voice to hear those intervals, now you can apply those in different ways in music, and that's
That's
where the
like
magic is.
crazy. Okay, I'm gonna be doing this all the time. So if it's like, hold on, what are you doing? Sorry. So
Mm-hmm.
I am
Mm-hmm.
actually, so like,
Yeah, that's a C. There you go. Right? Exactly.
oh, not totally in tune, but close.
Yeah, no, that was pretty much it. And yeah, obviously if you tune your guitar and you tune your voice, and yeah, it's about getting not just the macro is like getting, yeah, I'm hitting an F. The micro is getting, are you getting exactly an F?
Yeah, that's so
So
interesting. Ooh, I'm gonna
yeah,
do it all the time now. Thank you for
yeah.
that. That's gigantic. I don't think you realize how gigantic that is for me.
Yeah, use numbers too. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then try to jump between 1, 5, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 2, 1, things like that. And then you could apply it. You could start on any note. Then you don't have to start on a C. You could do the same thing on G, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, right? You could use those same numbers and you're training that part.
Thank you. That is
That's
huge.
huge.
Thank you
That's
so
huge.
much.
That's really huge in learning a lot of songs. I have to play 200 cover songs in a cover band. There's no way I'm going to remember note names for 200 songs, but I can remember what a fifth sounds like. I can remember what a fourth sounds like. So when it comes up in the song, I go, "Oh yeah, that's about to be the fifth. That's
Brilliant.
about to be the five chord."
Absolutely brilliant. I can't even thank you enough for that bit of information. Well,
Yeah.
now that you've taught me something, I have to teach you something about the violin. Hold on, you're gonna love
Okay.
this. You're gonna like,
Okay. Great.
seriously, this is so helpful.
Great. You do have your violin. Oh, it's a
No,
different
this
violin.
is not a violin. This.
What?
It's not. It's a toy.
What? I
It's
want one of those.
but it's hilarious. Which is like I never talk about my violin playing, and my mom just handed this to me today. She's like, I thought you would really like this, and for some weird reason, I do. And now I get to show it to you.
That's really cool.
Isn't
I
it fun? Like
I
it's
feel like
supposed to be
I
a
could even
different
play
song.
that violin.
What's that?
I feel like I could even play that violin.
I think you could. I really believe that. The bow
Wow.
is something else too, right?
Wow. That's pretty legit right there.
I don't even know why I just put you through that, but it was really funny. Thank you for letting me do that.
I'm I'm honored. I feel like that's it. We've just reached the high point. I mean, now where do we even go? That
Like
was
really?
whoa.
I don't even know. Man, I am so lucky you're putting up with me. This is excuse me, don't put your hand in my mouth, sorry. This is really great. I think we have um a lifelong friendship forming here. I mean, I
Absolutely.
played my violin for you.
Wow.
So, you know.
What yeah, what more could it be? I can ditto that comment.
It's so funny, you're killing me. Um, well, let's look back at the book, right, AnaLynne? Yeah, absolutely. Let's see what we got here. Oh, hey, there's a good one. When did you play in a band for the first time?
When? That's a good question. I would say the first time I we have we had a carnival for the Jewish holiday Purim at our synagogue, our temple. And there was a little band playing outside, and I walked up to the keyboard player who it was like him and two other guys or something. I walked up to him and I said, "Do you know Come Sail Away by Styx?" And And he kind of thought about it for a second, and he went on and played another. He said yes or no or whatever, but he kept playing another song, and then a few songs later, he pointed at me and he goes like that, and he starts playing it. I guess he just somehow knew that I could sing, or my parents must have told him, or he somehow. And he just said, "Come here," and he started playing it, and I sang it. Well, the next year, I was probably 10 or something, and the next year we became part of that band, my whole family. And my dad can play bass a little bit. My brother's really good at guitar and drums, and my mom could play guitar a little bit, but she could also sing. So we all kind of joined, and we made it a whole family band with a few people from the synagogue. And that was actually my first experience there. Was we put together a bunch of cover songs, some stick songs, and at one point we tried to do Bohemian Rhapsody, and
That's so much fun.
that was an adventure, and that was probably the first one. And then the next year, the next Purim, we did that, and then my brother and I ended up putting together a band, or I ended up joining his band. So that would have been the first real the first band that was a constant. We'd actually get together and practice and write songs and do that kind of stuff. And that
That's
was
so much
yeah,
fun. That's like the Partridge Family.
yeah, yeah. We grew up watching the Partridge Family too, so that was fun.
Oh my gosh, you ever play any other songs?
You know, I don't think I have.
What? Dennis!
That's I know. Come on, get happy. Yeah, we should totally do that.
I can't believe how like your voice blows my mind. Like your voice is so high, it's beautiful. You got that was incredible. What note even like what?
I try to annoy my neighbors and just see. I think in school I wanted to figure out ways to annoy girls, so I would be screaming at them and doing
You wanted to annoy girls? That's so sad.
weird weird noises. Yeah, all my friends were trying to impress them, and I wanted to annoy them, so I'd go blah, 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 things like that. I was a lot of fun, in junior high school. So that's what we did, is we all made funny noises. Actually, I remember my two friends and I, the three of us, we would go into this was, I guess, it might not have even just been about annoying girls. We just wanted to be annoying in general. We went
Oh,
into the
that
we
makes
went
sense.
into the bathroom, the boys' bathroom, obviously,
Oh,
and we yeah, don't
the
worry.
boys' bathroom.
Yeah, we were not that kind of troublemakers. Okay, so we went into the boys' bathroom, and there were three stalls in there,
Oh no.
and each one of us would go into one of the three of them, and when someone would walk in, we would each poke our head out of the door, go hello, 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 and sing in three-part harmony,
Wait,
and
that's
people
not
would.
annoying. That's awesome.
It was
Well,
awesome. We'd make this perfect three-part chord, and the person walking into the bathroom would go, "What the heck are you losers doing in here?" And then we'd have
that's
to get out. One time, one of the yard supervisors, one of the campus supervisors or whatever you call them, walked in and said, "You boys got to get out of here. If you're not washing your hands or taking a piss, you got to get out of here. All right." And it was very funny though, and that was so. Yeah, I've been singing since my earliest memories. But once my voice changed when I was a teenager, the goal with me and a few of my friends, we would try to sing these stick songs and Dream Theater songs and Rush songs that had all these high vocals. So it just takes time of doing it, some good vocal coaching along the way, take bits and pieces from here and there. Yeah.
I wish I had friends that would do that. I mean, not
You do have friends. You got AnaLynne, you got me, you got Styx and Queen, and all the people you interview on your show. We'll all sing with you, I'm sure.
all sing sticks with me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, let's do that. Let's make that happen. I don't know how, but I think we should. Wouldn't that be so fun?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I like, I don't understand it, but kids today are not really into like music. It totally bums me out. Like no one even cares anymore. What the heck?
Well, here we are. We're here. You
That is,
know.
it's true.
That
But
you're right. I see what you're saying though, because it's like focuses have changed, and music in a lot of ways, and it's going to get even more so with AI, where it's like, oh, I want to write a love song to my girlfriend, and so I'm just going to type it in, and then it's going to be there, and it's like there's going to be millions of songs uploaded to Spotify every day. It's just going to be something that it's just machines. It's just you just do it. So, but all that being said, of course, people are still going to express themselves authentically and analogly, and there's still so many people who put that kind of effort into it. So eventually, everyone at some point in their life, I think, discovers the joy of true actual music. And
I really hope so.
yeah,
It seems at this moment like it's become irrelevant, and I just like I don't even understand that. How do you live without music?
right.
Like, what are you doing? What are you doing
Yeah.
if you're not listening to music or playing it?
Well, the way I like to look at it is in life, anytime there's something like that, it's like there has to be, you know how there has to be a bad guy in the movie for there to be a good guy in the movie?
Yeah,
I don't want to say any person is a bad guy, but that's your plot.
right. The
That's
void
the
of
setting. Yeah, the setting of the movie is that so you can walk into it. And now you are what the world needs. So you're the person in your friend group that needs to be introducing them to music. That's you.
what do I show them? What do you think? Like, if you
I
had
mean, you got a good starting point right there behind you.
all of them, you think? You think they dig this?
Invite your friends over. That's what, think about it. That's what my mom's cousins in Argentina did for my mom. Is she was listening to whatever's on the radio, or she might have kind of liked music, not really cared or cared, whatever. But whatever her starting point was, at some point she was with her cousins in Argentina and they said, check out this band. And this was in the 70s or 80s. And they showed her Queen. And at that point, that was the new thing. That was something that not everyone had heard of yet. And they're going, listen to this. And they're playing her Queen 2 and Sheer Heart Attack. And yeah. And now I know of it. So, someone had to show her that. Someone had to be her friend and say, check this stuff out.
Yeah.
And instead of it being drugs, it was music.
You know what?
Right?
That's always a good
And
thing. I mean,
and
not
you're gonna
drugs, music.
what? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you're gonna be that friend to your friends, and one day they're gonna be their children and grandchildren are going to thank you.
They better. They better. No, they should really thank Freddie Mercury and Brian May and Roger Taylor and John Deacon. They're like
Yeah.
gods, don't you think? Like I just the talent that flows out of them, it's just
Yeah.
incredible.
Well, I'm seeing a lot of talent in you as well. And you, AnaLynne.
In me, literally in me, right?
Yeah.
Right. And that's so sweet of you to say. So, where can people follow you?
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, my website. You could actually put in your email on my website, DennisAtlas.com.
Ooh,
And yeah, then you could get email updates, which I send out every so often of upcoming shows and
fun.
just new videos and that kind of stuff. Write a little note in there and say, "Hey everybody." And so that's a good way. If you go to the website, you'll see the links to all that stuff. So there's a link to click on for all of the social medias, Spotify, Apple Music. Just look up Dennis Atlas and I'm on there. Most of them, it's just at Dennis Atlas on Instagram and TikTok. Facebook, it's /DennisAtlas.official because I'm very official like that.
Is that right? I didn't
Yeah.
realize. Oh, I mean, I know you're official. I just didn't realize that's what it was.
That's what it is on Facebook. You have to put the .official because if you put in Dennis Atlas, I think some Asian guy pops up that,
Wait, really?
yeah, I'm
That's
going. He's not a musician. He's not an artist. Why does he need the /Dennis Atlas? But no, it's okay. He deserves it. His name is also Dennis Atlas, I assume.
I
So
want to see what
one
that's about. He's like
after this,
the Dennis Atlas.
what?
He's not the Dennis Atlas though.
Well, you got a point. You got a point. But yeah, I wonder if after this interview he's gonna get like a million friend requests. Wouldn't that be funny?
That would be fun. Wait,
Yeah,
I
everybody
might have
send
to.
him a friend request.
I might have to befriend him just to see what happens.
Just to see if we can get him. Yeah, whoever that /Dennis Atlas guy is.
Maybe I should
got
have him on the show.
Yeah. Yeah, have him on the show and say, "So, sir, how does it feel to have the facebook.com /Dennis Atlas handle?"
Yeah, that'll be the question.
Yeah. I got it on YouTube, I got it on Instagram and other stuff. I got the DennisAtlas.com. So I'm pretty happy, but yeah, that Facebook one, man.
You know what's weird to me? I think I'm the only Sandy Knitver in the world, and I couldn't get that handle on YouTube. Like, who has it?
Really?
Yeah,
Who
isn't
has it? Yeah.
I think mine is like Sandy Neprin 7050, but like I don't know. It's weird to me.
Huh.
I have to
Hmm.
find out who that is and what they're trying to do. Like,
It's AnaLynne.
it's me. I didn't want to tell you that, but it's me. We're gonna have to have a serious discussion after this.
She's saving it for you.
Yeah, it's just for you. It was all in, it wasn't, any mal intention. Oh, yeah, okay. That
That
makes
sounds believable.
it totally believable. Absolutely, positively, 100%. Right. Okay. You're putting words into her mouth. It's not there. I know it's not. Who do you think you are?
She doesn't like when you stick your hands in her mouth, but it sounds like she doesn't really mind when we put words in her mouth. So
You know what? I think that was the first. I don't think I've ever put my hand in her mouth, and I don't think I'm gonna do it again.
yeah,
That's
she
a basic rule among people. I think you shouldn't do that.
generally speaking, but your dentist, your
Oh,
dental
ick.
hygienist,
Oh, it's
they
so
they're
gross.
allowed to stick they're allowed to stick their hands in your mouth and
I don't
be
know how
like,
happy
yes,
I am
please
about
go
that. Like,
for it.
I don't know where their hands have been. Like, you know,
That's a good point.
with their hands.
You make a good point.
Anyway, so, like, don't you think so? I think that's a good idea. But I think before you answer that, we should ask you our last question, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's still okay if you don't want to, file a restraining order. Go ahead. Dennis, what are your words of wisdom for us?
Words of wisdom.
Other
Brush
than
and
don't
floss
let
every
people
night.
stick their hands in your mouth.
Don't stick your hands in people's mouths unless you feel like it and you want to just see what happens.
Is this something you do?
Stick your hand in your own mouth and brush and floss every night. That's my words of wisdom. My words of wisdom are do what you believe in. Know that whatever it is you want to be, those dreams that you have, they are possible, and don't let anyone tell you that they aren't.
Oh, that's perfect. I love that. I think you've definitely like lived that. I think
Yes,
that's your life.
it is.
Oh, that's
It is.
perfect.
In more ways than you'll ever know.
Okie doke then.
I mean, I could explain it, but it's no matter how much I explain it, I'm just saying that's always the case. It's try to surround yourself with people who are affirming that you are you, and when they tell you something and is resonating with, yeah, that's how I feel about myself, and be open to what they're telling you, because you can find new places about yourself, new things that you didn't realize about yourself, and my parents were able to actually affirm those beliefs in me and say, yeah, you're a rock star and you can do that and you could do this and you could do this, and certain people around you won't. So if it's not even ultimately relevant whether that's your parents or your family, but someone around you can affirm and say, yeah, you can do that, you can do these things that you believe in. And if you stay around, if you have that around you, but also you give that to yourself, you can be that thing, and you will be that thing.
You know who does that for Sandy? Me. That is so not true. So Dennis, I think your words are absolutely spot on and perfect. AnaLynne, and I'd just like to say thank you so much for joining us. She doesn't do that for me. I'm just saying.
You're a good friend, AnaLynne. That's good. That's
Good.
what friends do.
I am a great friend, and you know what? I think you and I think we're close friends. Don't you think we have a magical connection?
It's pretty magical. It's yeah, it's
Good.
something.
I'm glad you agree.
Yeah.
Well, I can't thank you enough for coming here and chatting with us and putting up with all the goofiness.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And we'll do it again sometime.
yeah. Let's do that. Okay.
Okay.
You have projects to share or anything you want to come and talk about? You're more than welcome to shoot me a
Okay.
message.
Yes. Sounds good.
Perfection. Well, thank you again, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, AnaLynne.